Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 23rd, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery as of yesterday. You can see you got the Bay Area here. There's the Los Angeles Metro, Nevada. There goes our storm system here, and as I mentioned, it had some embedded cumulonimbus in there, and we were expecting some thunderstorms here, and it did deliver. As we scroll through the infrared satellite imagery, you can see some of these thunderstorms popping up near Sacramento. As we go through the afternoon and continue down some of the valley areas here as well. Plentiful lightning across Nevada, Oregon, Idaho here. And this brought some impressive precipitation amounts with it as well that we'll look at here in a moment. Even some light precip down to the higher terrain of Southern California, as you can see the system kick off to the north and east. Now taking a look at the current infrared satellite imagery, you can see a powerful cold front way off across the Pacific Ocean. But look at all the lightning that thing is producing out there. No threat to any place here in the lower 48, but look at this cold air mass across British Columbia. This will have some impacts here, and there's another cold air mass that might follow in its wake as well. Kind of an inside slider here that will increase the winds here across much of the southwest. We'll take a look at those details as we go through the video here today. This is the visible satellite imagery. You can see the sun rising across the Pacific Ocean as we speak. Your San Francisco Bay Area kind of breaking up already. They did have had some dense fog advisories this morning. Those should be on the wane. Still some low clouds kind of near Santa Cruz and Monterey there. You can see the low clouds kind of around the Los Angeles Metro, San Diego Metro, kind of burning off, but moving around quite a bit. Actually, some low clouds here across a lot of the valley areas this morning as well. Probably Bakersfield with some lower ceilings also. Now, taking a look at the precipitation totals yesterday, look at these yellow dots. These are all over an inch of rain here, and a lot of areas very close to an inch of rain, including some of the coastal range as well, and areas around San Francisco. Some places got up towards a half an inch there as well. Look at Santa Cruz, just off in the higher terrain there, up towards an inch of precipitation as well. A little bit of an overperforming system here. Very nice. Good to see the precipitation falling this time of year. And if we look a little bit further south here, you can see we did wring out some moisture there across the higher terrain of Southern California as well, as what the model said. Even Bakersfield there, up over a quarter of an inch of precipitation. And this is the wind forecast. This may be the first time I've ever seen the National Weather Service tell people to watch out for their holiday decorations. I guess if you got the big blow-ups, the Halloween blow-ups out there, you might get those blown around, maybe some down tree branches, but nothing too impressive there, but maybe some gusty north winds. They put this out this morning, October 23rd. Here we go with some freezing temperatures expected this week. Eureka, California. The higher terrain is going to cool down here as we get some of this chillier air moving into the area, and we'll look at that and some of the weather models coming up. But some areas can be dropping down into the 20s, so watch out for your sensitive plants, especially in the higher elevations. Gusty northwest winds. This will go on in through tonight, but we're going to kick up the winds again here as we go over the next few days. Also, we'll take a look at that, but be prepared. That includes the I-5 corridor across some of the higher terrain, southern Santa Barbara County there as well. Now, taking a look at the NAM3 cam, this is hot off the presses, high resolution model. You can see the northwest winds coming down the coast, and you can see the winds waning here across some of the higher terrain as we go through the day today. The winds stay pretty strong coming down the coastline here with this upper level trough kind of moving across the region. But then we relax a bit here as we go through Tuesday, as you can see. But in advance of this next system here, you can see the winds start to pick up across the higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada, potentially down through Southern California also as we scroll on in through the forecast. Look at this across Nevada, Sierra Nevada again, down towards some of the desert areas as well. So that's something we'll be watching here as we go over the next couple of days. This is Elko, Nevada. It talks about this frontal system on Monday's forecast today, but then the colder system starts to arrive Wednesday here, and you can see the snow level start to drop off a bit here as well. More on that here in a moment. Now we're looking at 500 millibar temperature. This is the 12Z GFS. This is just running as we speak, so hot off the presses here. You can see our upper level trough here swinging down across the region, bringing some below normal conditions there, cooling things off. Wind relaxes a bit here as we go through Tuesday, but then this very cold system moves through the Pacific Northwest. You can kind of see it clip in northern portions and spreading some cooler air down here across California. But then in the wake of that, as we go through Thursday and Friday, check this out. Some very cold air aloft dropping down across the region. Kind of an inside slider here. A little bit moisture started, but it's going to kick up the winds, and it could bring some snow for the higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada here as well, and portions of Nevada. We'll check out those details today a bit, and we'll continue to watch this over the next few days. And this day in SoCal weather history, check it out. Big Bear Lake temperature fell to 10 degrees. And this is just kind of a reminder, back in 2007, just from one house fire here, it destroyed a lot of structures, 216 structures here. And you can see if firefighting costs close to 21 million, you can still cause some pretty intense fires this time of year. Although these upper level troughs are going to be helping keep things cooler than normal, it's still gusty out there, and you could still, start up some some of these fires. So heads up for that. Wind advisory. This should be ending up here. Should be winding down here this morning, I should say, across some of the higher terrain of Southern California, but likely to pick up again here as we go through the next few days. And you can see it through this morning about 11 a.m. So another hour or two, 60 mile per hour gusts can't be ruled out. And this was updated here again this morning here, Phoenix, Arizona, talking about that upper level low around the area of the trough here, keeping things nice and comfortable, slightly below normal here for this time of year. Now, looking at the GFS, again, hot off the presses, this is 18,000 feet. The state of California is here. There's the Hawaiian Islands, Pacific Ocean here. You can see the trough really just came right over Southern California as we go through this evening and tonight. And then the very cold system through the Pacific Northwest here, clipping portions of Northern California. Let me just update this so we can get the most recent information. I believe this goes out a bit further now. But here goes the trough again. Same graph here, clipping Northern California, and you can kind of see the secondary system as we go through the end of the week. Look at this thing moving right down over the southwest USA through the end portion of October here, the last week of October. And yeah, this could bring some upper elevation snowfall. I'm going to be watching this one closely. Some gusty winds and below normal temperatures here across much of the southwest. This is the GFS here. Let me update this so we have the most recent information as well. Put it into motion here, and you can see this system will impact some of Northern California here, and we could bring some snowfall with this initial system as well. And then the secondary system starts to drop down across the area here, and we could bring some additional rounds of mountain snow, as you can see, even maybe some precip all the way as far as Southern California, maybe even Las Vegas getting in the action there as well, some of northern Arizona. So yeah, interesting system there. Definitely probably going to change a little bit here, but we're going to watch it very closely over the next few days, so stay tuned for that. This is the parent temperature, and again, this is hot off the presses, so let me update this here. You guys are getting to see this real-time stuff coming in, but you can see the afternoon temperatures. We go through the day today warming up, the diurnal cycle of the planet here. Then the overnight lows cool down a bit. We go through Tuesday afternoon. We warm things up again here. So you can kind of see the natural ebb and flow of the temperatures through the overnight hours on into the afternoon time. But then watch as the colder air mass starts to arrive here. You can clearly see the colder air as you go on into Thursday morning. Some pretty chilly overnight lows showing up here for Nevada, the Sierra Nevadas here, and even down into the Southern California mountains there. We don't warm up nearly as much across a lot of valleys. Some nice comfortable temperatures across the desert areas below normal. And as we go on through Friday, you can kind of see that cold air mass across much of the Intermountain West shown there. Now, this is the GFS, total snow. And we're just going to play this ahead here because this is hot off the presses as well. And you can see the initial system. The GFS doesn't show too much for the Sierra Nevada, maybe a couple inches here, but kind of localized. But then as we go on in through the one that comes down, the next system that comes down as we go towards the weekend here, check out some of these robust snowfall amounts across some of the Sierra Nevada here. So we might pick up some decent amounts. We'll watch this one closely here. It's bound to change a bit here, but interesting potential with that system. Now, this is the European total snow 10-to-1 ratio here, and watch what it showed last night. So we get a little bit here as we go through, what is this, Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And then the one that comes through this weekend, the European, also showing some pretty good amounts here, right near Lake Tahoe, potentially getting up over the 6-inch range here. So yeah, interesting. We'll watch this a little bit more closely as we get closer to this event here towards the end of the week coming up here. The systems can be very fickle, and if this thing could trend a little bit further west, it's going to bring in better moisture dynamics with it as well. Now, this is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. No mistake in it here. We're wrapping up October below normal here across much of the west. You can see the Arctic air mass across the northern portions here. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. A little bit of an above average signal here, but you can see Arizona bullseye here with the below normal signal October 28th through November 1st. Does include Southern California there also. Now, this is 8 to 14 day. We may start to bounce these temperatures back up above normal as we go through the early portion of November here, and maybe even bring some precipitation back to the west coast here. Some additional systems may be moving in at that time frame. So we'll go ahead and watch that closely. This is also the U.S. seasonal drought outlook here. This was released October 19th here, and this goes all the way from October all the way in towards January of 2024. And you can see no drought development expected across the state of California. Great news here. Just a little bit here down across some of southern Nevada here, and Arizona may continue the drought here as we go, and same thing for New Mexico there as well. But look at California, nice and drought free, expected to remain that way on in through the early portion of the new year here. So anyway, yeah, the the channel got monetized here. So yeah, we're available to start getting members here and maybe some super thanks out there. If you guys want to join and help support the channel monetarily, there's the way to do it. There should be a join button down below. It may not show up today. I think there's an approval process it has to go through. But anyway, it should be coming up here in the next few days. What else? Thanks for everybody that's subscribed here, everybody who watches the channel on a daily basis. If nothing else, if you come back and kind of view just the general views that you guys bring every day, really help support this channel. So again, thanks to everybody. Can't do it without you. We'll continue to watch these interesting systems rolling through as we go through this week towards this weekend. That weekend looks like a pretty chilly low moving down across the area. So we're going to have our eyes on that for the next few days. But anyway, if you don't hear from me again today, I'll do my normal briefing as tomorrow. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will talk to you guys then.